Inside your white cello case, you carried all your dreams, a quiet storm of melodies no one else had seen. You left for Milan that winter with hope inside your eyes. I prayed the world would open like a sky for you to rise. I wished you wings of music to lift you from the ground, to fly above the crowded streets where every dream is found. But somewhere in that city, beneath its golden light, you found another shoulder to hold you through the night. Oh, damn this city of romance, where hearts are easily lost. My love went chasing poetry, pray. Oh, the cello still remembers every song you used to play, but the notes now fall like broken glass and slowly fade away. So fly, my love, fly higher above the silent street. But every dream that left with you still echoes here with me. Every time we talked on the phone, the bells in Milan would ring, soft through the light like a memory, floating on a distant wind. And I would slip away unnoticed while your voice held on to mine. Those bells would wake the silence, reminding us of time. miles of sky apart, but love felt strong and wide, like nothing in this world could pull our hearts aside. But slowly you grew busy, oh, that's what you would say. And every night I waited for your voice that never came. The bells keep ringing in Milan, but I can't hear them anymore. Somewhere in that distant city, you've closed another door. But maybe it was just another dream. Two lonely hearts, my name. What are you doing now in that city far away? Do the bells still sing your name at the ending of the day? Or have you forgotten every word we used to say? The bells of Milan echo through streets I'll never see, and somewhere in that distant sound, you're slowly quel giorno di pioggia a Napoli, con un solo ombrello tra noi, le strade brillavano piano e tu ridevi sotto di lui. Tra i vicoli stretti della città camminavamo senza parlare, la tua mano dentro la mia, come se non potesse scappare. Da allora ogni volta che piove ricordo quei passi con te, un ombrello, due cuori vicini e Napoli che dorme per noi. Il caffè nel piccolo bar, la pizza calda sul tavolo, ogni sapore di quella sera vive ancora dentro di me. Ma dimmi perché è finita così, quando l'amore sembrava infinito. Il tempo ha cancellato il motivo, ma non il ricordo più bello. Oggi la pioggia cade su Napoli come una vecchia melodia, e ogni goccia che tocca la strada porta il tuo nome via. Non ricordo perché ci siamo persi, ricordo solo il tuo sorriso, e quando piove come stasera mi manchi più del paradiso. Se passi ancora per quei vicoli, forse sentirai anche tu il suono leggero della pioggia che parla ancora di noi. You carried a cello on your back, a suitcase full of dreams, a train bound for Milan, and streets of golden beams. I watched you leave that winter with fire in your eyes, praying music would lift you like wings into the sky. I hoped the world would hear you, every trembling note, the songs you kept inside you, the hope inside your coat. Then now the halls are full when your cello starts to sing. The world has learned your name, just like I believed it would. Oh, but somewhere in that rising light, you slipped away from me while chasing every melody. You found another dream. Oh, Milan, city of romance. You gave her what she sought. The music found its wings, but love was left behind and lost. Sometimes late at night, I hear a distant strain and wonder if the echo still remembers everything. I never came back home.
The bells of Kirkless youth and ring-a-ring on time, floating over the old stone streets. To strangers it's only a church bell, but to lovers it sounds like a code. Four gentle chimes in the evening, and I wait beneath the harbor sky, like the little prince and his fox, certain you will arrive. The Adriatic whispers softly against the quiet harbor walls. Lanterns tremble on the water, like secrets we never told. And I wonder tonight again, what sweet story you'll bring that will shake my quiet heart, like the first sound of the bell. Bells of Rovinj ring again through the twilight air. Every note carries hope that you'll soon be there in this city of stone and sea, where the night moves slow. I wait for the sound of four that only we two know. Bells fade into the ocean wind. The harbor falls asleep, but somewhere in their echo, your footsteps walk to me. Across the Strait of Otranto, she watched the fading light, waiting for a distant sail. Every silent night, the wind would call his name, the waves would answer slow, but the ship she loved so dearly never seemed to show. Day by day the shoreline heard a lonely prayer sea became her only friend, the salt inside her head. And slowly like a statue, standing by the tide, her heart turned into stone where hope had once survived. Oh, Adriatic waters, tell me where he's gone. The horizon keeps its secrets every rising dawn. I waited through the seasons, through the storms and foam, but love that crossed the ocean never made it home. One night a sailor appeared, too late beneath the sky. He ran across the empty shore, calling out a cry. But where she once had stood, no living soul could be. Only silent stone remained, facing out to sea. He held that cold gray statue with trembling broken breath, then walked into the water to follow her in death. Now waves above the channel whisper soft and low, two lovers lost forever in the tide's slow flow.
Na zidinama Kotora, dok sunce tone u more, grad diše sporije u zlatnoj večernjoj boji. Stajali smo blizu, među kamenjem starim stoljećima, a tvoja ruka u mojoj bila je toplija od dana. Ovo je samo jedna noć, rekli smo bez riječi, ali svaka sekunda s tobom gorjela je jače od vremena. Mjesec se podigao iznad mora, hladan i tih nad nama, ali njegov srebrni sjaj bio je najtoplija vatra. More je nosilo svjetlost kao blagoslov noći, a ja sam znao u tišini da jutro dolazi prebrzo. Na zidinama Kotora, pod mjesecom što gori u tišini, volje se kao da vrijeme ne može dodirnuti nas, ali nijedno od nas nije izgovorilo riječ zauvijek, jer ponekad najljepšu noći znaju da moraju nestati. Dok se mjesec lomio na vodi, kao svjetlost bez kraja, znao sam da će ova noć živjeti duže od nas.
Along the shore of Otranto, where the pale stone houses stand, she watched the narrow silver sea that led to a distant land. Each night the wind from Albania whispered through her hair. She believed the man she loved was somewhere waiting there. Days turned slowly into seasons. Waves wore down the shore. Village bells kept ringing, but he returned no more. So beneath the hill of white stone, where the olive shadows fall, they laid her in a quiet grave beside the sea she called. Across the Strait of Otranto, the water dark and wide, a ship arrived too late one night, with love on the other side. He ran through silent streets, calling out her name, but only when an ancient stone remained to hear his pain. The waves kept moving softly, as if they understood that love can cross an ocean, but never come when it should.
when the Adriatic sighs, a lonely voice still calls across the dark and evening tides. Two hearts forever waiting on opposite sides of the sea.
Across the sea with nothing but the dust upon my name. When the banners of Skanderbeg were fading into flame, the night was full of salt and fear. The wind was cold and wide. Behind me burned my homeland, and the mountains where I cried. Now I walk the fields of olives in a land that took me in. But every wave that touches shore reminds me where I've been. Across the Strait of Otranto, I know my valleys stand so close, I feel their breathing. Yet far beyond my hand, oh, Adriatic water, tell my home I'm still alive. A stranger in the sunlight, with a heart that won't survive. This shore gives bread and shelter, but the soul refuses rest, because the earth that made me still beats inside my chest. The bells ring slow and let's say, through streets of gold and stone, but every song reminds me I'm forever far from home.
the harbor lights of Monaco still shimmer on the sea. The same old bar beside the quay, where you once waited for me. You sat there every evening with a glass of quiet wine, believing I would walk back in before the hand struck 9. But time can break a promise the way the tide breaks stone, and waiting slowly teaches how to live alone. So you chose another future, a ring upon your hand, a gentleman beside you who could understand. Then I came back to Monaco, too late beneath the moon. The music played so softly in that familiar room. You looked at me like memory from someone long ago. Two strangers holding history we never let go. So we walked along the harbor where the dark waves softly move, and somewhere in the silence we remembered how to love. But dawn was always coming, and morning knows the truth. One night in Monaco, where broken hearts agree that love can live forever, just not where it should be. The sea keeps all the stories, the ones we never say, of lovers who return too late and cannot stay.
Midnight lights in the terminal hall, your shadow moving along the wall. A distant voice calls out your flight, and suddenly the world feels quiet tonight. Your suitcase waiting by your side. My words are somewhere left behind. The moment standing still somehow, between the then and the now. Airport goodbye in the midnight air, so many words we never share. A love that waited just too late Standing alone at departure gate, airport goodbye. Beneath cold lights, two lost hearts on separate flights. The sky will carry you away, but part of you will always stay. Funny thing about airports, people think they're just places where journeys begin. But sometimes they're where stories end. I thought I had more time. One more night, one more conversation, one more chance to say what I never said. Now there's just the sound of engines and a sky that's taking you somewhere I can't follow. Airport goodbye in the midnight air. Your empty chair still waiting there. The world moves on, the planes still fly, but time stands still for one goodbye. Airport goodbye. Beneath cold lights, your shadow fading into night. The sky will take you far from me, but you're still somewhere in my memory. A silver plane climbs into the sky, and I whisper softly, goodbye.
You said goodbye so quietly, then vanished like the rain. Now the city hums without you, nothing feels the same. Under the shadow of the Space Needle, the night won't let me rest. Every light across the harbor feels a question in my chest. I walk past Pike Place Market tonight, where the neon flickers slow. Your laughter used to echo there, but now I walk alone. Up the hill to Cary Park, where the skyline meets the sea. I ask the quiet city lights, what happened to you and me? Was it something I never said, something I couldn't see? When did the distance start between your heart and me? I can't sleep in Seattle tonight. Rain keeps calling your name. Every streetlight shines like a memory, and every memory feels the same. Where are you now? Are you safe somewhere? Do you think of me at all? Just one last word, one little sign before the silence falls.
Every passing car tonight feels like a ghostly thrill. If you hear this lonely song somewhere beyond the rain, send me just one final word so I can sleep again. A smoky bar in New Orleans, where the trumpet cried all night. We sat too close together under dim and amber light. We both knew better. We both wore someone else's name. The music and the whiskey set our hearts on fire and flame. That night should never happen. We both crossed the line, a single reckless moment, lost between the wine. Morning came with silence and 1,000 things to fear, the kind of trouble love can bring when it shouldn't be here. Now the band plays soft on Bourbon Street, and the neon burns so blue. My life is shaking like a drum because of loving you. And I swore I'd never come back here to this bar where we once met, but the ghosts of that one night won't let me forget. So here I am again tonight, where the saxophones cry low. If you don't walk through that door, I don't know where I'll go. Maybe I'll meet a stranger, maybe I'll drown in this gin, but the truth beneath the music is I'd do it all again. One night in New Orleans was all it took to see. Some loves are born in fire and burn eternity. At the statue of Nikola Tesla in quiet Zagreb Square, I sip a small espresso, trying to breathe the evening air. The miles of roads behind me, the memories I can't erase. I came to lose a love somewhere in this unfamiliar place. ask a stranger to take your photograph, striking some ridiculous pose like travelers always have. Where are you from, you ask me. I smile and point afar, a country far beyond the maps, somewhere beyond this bar. You say if I'm a traveler too, I should pose just like you do. But I shake my head and quietly say I'd rather not, it's true. I don't want another memory left behind in this town, but somehow you keep walking beside me up and down. And stories start to flow. Each stop along the glowing rails brings us a little close. I came here to forget someone whose shadow still remains, but somewhere in the lights of Zagreb, a new love starts again. So tell me softly tonight, as the city drifts away, if I begin to love again, will the past still stay? Or maybe in this foreign town beneath electric skies, I'll finally learn to leave that old love far behind.